I'm really trying to get my head around what are the optics, right? Is this really just a cost of doing business now? Are we really okay with that as an industry? Are brands okay with that? Is this now, just becoming a value add that publishers have to increase their cost of doing business? What do you think the optics are right now at a point in time?
Yeah, so, it's a great question, a complex question. First is we have to, get what we pay for, right? That's the first thing. Our responsibility for our brands is to do what's right and just, which means that an ad has to serve to a human. Ideally, it has to be seen, and then ideally there's an action, a result. So as far as weeding that out, yes, there's costs involved, and we expect that both sides of the equation will invest heavily to make sure that happens. As far as what that does to the entire rate scheme, there's a lot of, there's give and take. There's a lot of, I believe that from a top level perspective, I think video cost per thousands today. If you want TV money to flow into them, the bases are a little too high. So that has nothing to do with fraud or viewability. They definitely factor in.
When you say basis, you mean the eCPMs of premium online video are too high compared to sort of a TV
in television,
buy.
We're buying audiences and we're guaranteed to pay a price against an audience that we intended to buy.
Yep.
In digital video for the last 16 plus years, a lot of brands have been buying based on a P2+. Mm-hmm. And those rate variances, when you bring it together, are way off. Sometimes you can find that video today could be 3x higher than cable television. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that is just going to correct itself if we want the math to catch up and video money to be expressed.
And when the reference CPMs that you're using in regards to premium video are mostly direct acquisition, correct?
Direct with publishers?
Direct buys, yes.
Yeah, we have, I have a firm stance on that. We have a firm stance at GroupM. And by the end of this year, we don't want any of our brands, we don't see that there's necessary need to buy on open exchange. We want to do all private marketplace deals. 100% of programmatic will be private deals.
And what are the implications that from a fraud perspective?
Yeah, fraud. Obviously, if an ad, we want an ad to be and have 100% chance to be viewed, and we want that to be a human that's viewing it.
So, no, that we've gotten. We're clear on that, and we're going to get you the T-shirt made for the next panel.
Thank you.
NHT. But if we talk about, again, follow the logic, right? So in a direct buy, you can easily say as part of the negotiation, you, Mr. Publisher, I want you to bear the cost of this. And I actually don't want you to bear the cost of this. I want you to bear the cost of the provider that I choose in order to ensure that you're delivering my inventory. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, when you shift to programmatic, now it is holistically an ecosystem that has to take responsibility for ensuring that that inventory is viewed, sure. Right? But that's a heck of a lot harder for you as an agency to make sure that that's actually occurring and it's happening. Well,
again, at GroupM, we have a technology stack, and it's a build, buy, partner stack. So we have our own technologies that we continue to build and invest in and partner with.
And you've integrated all your brand safety.
We continue to do. It's obviously, it's a constantly evolving world today. But we plug and play with the best of breed. What's best of breed today could be different in 3 months. But that's why we have that nimbleness in our technology. So we have the ability to plug and play with what's best today and what can bring us to the next step. So that's why we work with a lot of partners out there that they're invested heavily into buying and doing business in a very stand-up manner. Real ads, real view, real technology to get real results.
And how do you foresee? How do you think this plays out within the publisher community on the supply side?
So I'm spending a lot of time, especially the last month or so, with the publishers, with the largest publishers in the land, and they should be, and most of them that I speak to are very excited about this issue and how we're going about resolving it. Because realistically, they've since media continues to be fragmented, they've lost a lot of spend that's gone to run of exchange, mm-hmm. or realistic and to bad actors on top of that. So they're looking at this as an opportunity to get that money back, and I believe that will happen.
And what about? I heard the last panel was it. I forget it was Joel or who said about some of the publishers are very excited about the opportunity, for example, to redesign, to drive viewability above the fold, et cetera. How much of this becomes a collaborative process?
I think it has been in a lot of cases for about 2 years now. I've been in my role for about 19 or so months. And we've been talking about publishers that getting ahead of this for about that time. They've been redesigning. I mean, publishers that are just getting to it now are behind.
And for video in particular, what's your prediction next year in regards to how much incremental video spend is going to shift from direct to automated platforms?
Well, again, from an automation perspective, so programmatic perspective, programmatic to me is simply automation. RTB or open exchange buying is just a subset underneath that.
I'm just saying automated buying.
I want, and that is our drive, is to only buy direct publisher.
Direct from publisher.
Using pipes to do so. Yes.
Does that fit into the whole larger GroupM picture?
Absolutely. Every brand that we speak to, and I have another 7 brands I'm speaking to today, are very excited about that evolution. They understand the benefits, and realistically, there's no net. It might take, for a very large brand, it might take 500 individual deals that need to come together through the pipes. So it's a lot of setup work, but execution, there's no difference. I mean, I have yet to see one of my brands that is excited about or upset that they're not going to buy babaganoush.gov anymore. So they want to buy real brands, and that's what their intention was in the first place. So we're going to bring that to reality for them.
So does your primary your tool of doing business remain simply the ad serving platform? Or where do DSPs fit into that, self-service, stuff like that?
So we have partnerships globally with a few DSPs that we use. Obviously, we continue to test and for our clients and do POVs and analysis with everyone out there. Constantly, it's a never-ending process.
So Ari, what I'm trying to do is, because the problem with where we are right now, I think one of the biggest issues in our industry is just translation. Everybody uses the same words:
yes.
Automation, programmatic, RTB, exchanges, and they all mean something different,
correct.
Right? So that was a conversation I want to have with Alan. I want to get really binary right now.
Nice.
So your media buyer that buys online video for the top 20% of your brand clients that are spending probably 80% of their dollars in video, right? On a day-to-day basis, when they're trafficking a video buy, and they're actually buying, where are they doing it? Are they in the ad server? Are they in a DSP partner? Are they in one of your tech stacks in your front-end exchange, like Xaxis, that is a white label? Like, where are they?
All those. So it's a lot of steps to the process. So it starts with planning. When it comes over to my group, to the investment group, we are it's coming through our technology. It could be a Xaxis partnership, and it could be a DSP. There's a lot of different ways that we enter in money into the system.
Okay, so that's important to me because those platforms circle around the world of programmatic and automation, right? So when you say that you want to buy direct, but you're still using the same set of tools, it still suggests that the trajectory hasn't changed. It's just maybe the actual planning process or the strategizing around the activation, right?
So it allows me to go to every publisher that I do business with every day,
yep.
cut a rate for every brand that I want to do business with.
As a private exchange.
And when they have the user that I want for any of my brands, they send it on over, the price is done, and the pipes execute against it.
Yes.
That's simple. I mean, that's a simple way. It makes the efficiencies of digital. It costs too much money to run digital campaigns. We need to ease that, and that's what programmatic means to us.